What's the 51st one?
No, bro. We got 50 states.
Bro, it say this is what Google say. It say the United States of America has 50 states, including and the District of Columbia. So it was 51.
The DC is not a state.
DC not a state though.
Yes, is it not?
No, it's not a state. It's kind of just like it's like its own thing.
It's an area.
Ain't you from there, Jan?
Oh yeah, it's a district.
Jaren definitely from the DMV,
bro.
No,
the Department of Motor Vehicles.
Bro is from the Department of Motor Vehicles.
Here we go, bro. We not ready to do this.
Hey, Jan, be real with me, bro. You from the Department of Motor Vehicles?
No.
You sure?
Oh.
Yes, I'm positive. I'm not from that area.
Bro, when that one time I saw you in person, Jan, I feel like we was in the DMV, bro.
That don't mean that's where I'm from, though.
I don't know, bro. You look pretty comfortable out there. Bro, my first time seeing Jan, I knew it was Jan, but it just felt like a fever dream. I promise you, never seen this nigga ever, and I ain't seen him since. Had to be a fake person.
That's crazy.
Nigga say he's not real. That's crazy.
Hey, look, bro is omnipotent. That's the word.
That nigga Jared don't go outside the DMV, bro.
Jared don't leave, bro. You feel me?
Don't leave the
DMV. I'm tripping, bro. Do not leave.
He literally just seen me in Miami, so I don't know why he's saying this.
You always go to Miami. You don't never pull up to Atlanta.
I saw Miami.
I've been to Atlanta multiple times.
I ain't never seen you, Jared, so it ain't count.
Jared, you come to New Orleans?
Yeah.
Were you in New Orleans?
Come on, bro.
I didn't see. Did I see you?
Why are we doing this, bro?
Did you see him, Sherm?
Hey, New Orleans, I was off a bead, bro. I was off a bead.
All right, here you go. Here's Sherm go line.
Yeah, I don't even remember.
Y'all got to talk about New Orleans, man.
So we got a little time. What's up, Sherm?
We got a little time.
Yeah, go ahead and take you them some story.
Send that one video of Sherm on birth.
I was off a bean in a perk, bro.
Oh, off a perk. Hey, Dave, off a perk with a bunch of dudes.
Yeah, with a bunch of dudes was crazy.
That is wild.
Because they said perks make you horny.
Perk 120.
You better go ask, what's the name?
Ask who, Dave?
Can we start the podcast?
No, hold on, Dave. Ask who, Dave?
No, bro, never mind.
Who we ask?
Outrageous.
Who we ask?
I'm in a perk and then sitting in a room with like 5 niggas is crazy.
Jan type beat.
No, it ain't, bro.
My fault.
Yeah, that's a crazy straight angle.
All right, man. Let's hop right into it.
So who gonna share their screen?
Oh, they have to be finesse. Is it letting you do it?
Let me see if I can share mine. Actually,
why do you call that man finesse?
That's literally his nickname. Bro. Yeah, I was saying it's literally his nickname.
Well, like why?
Don't worry about it.
I don't know, nigga. He be stealing. Why?
He be jugging and finessing.
He do be stealing.
I want a nickname.
It is. Your nickname is literally Sherm.
I ain't no nickname though.
Sherm Braun James. All right.
Y'all can call me like.
Nigga nickname is Sherman.
Like butter.
Nah.
Well, while we wait on finesse to get back, welcome back to another episode of The Lounge at Night. I'm your host, you know what I'm saying? Mr. Finna Beat Floyd 1-on-1. Mr. J, the Lounge Undisputed Universal Champion. And man, we back, man. We got the crew back tonight. Excuse me. Mr. Rico has some technical difficulties, so we will introduce him later. But as always, my main man coming to the side. You know, we got my boy, Mr. Dave. Dave, you're not the Undisputed Champion. I keep telling you this.
Yes, I am, bro. We got 2 different belts. You see, you the Universal Champ. I'm just the Undisputed Champ of the world.
I'm the Undisputed Universal. It's all one word, bro. It's like a tribe called Quest. You got to say the hey. It's like a tribe called Quest. You got to say the whole thing.
Look, we got to have a Hell in a Cell match.
We're going to have a perk on the pole.
But the winner, look, it's to the death, though. So.
To the death is crazy. And like always, joining us, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Georgia Boy Sherm, Mr. Shabron James.
Taco Tuesday. Howdy, fellas. How y'all doing? How y'all feeling?
I'm excellent, man. I'm excellent, brother.
Doing good, man.
Sherm missed his first episode in a while Tuesday. My boy moved, man. Big claps to my dog, man. Congratulations, Sherm. Always doing big things, man. We proud of you, gang. You know what I'm saying? It's about pushing positivity.
Daggone, bro. More glaze at the Krispy Kreme store.
Bro, here you go, bro. You know what I'm saying? You can't never be happy for folk.
I appreciate
But
it.
man,
Bro,
making his triumphant return, we got Jaron. You say I give yourself a nickname, bro.
I know.
So until then, you are the DMV's very own Mr. Jaron. Jaron, how you doing, sir?
I'm good, man.
You the first person I ever met that's a Lakers fan and a Colts fan. Don't know how that worked, brother.
Living in Baltimore, by the way.
Yeah, you feel me? You could easily be a Lamar Jackson fan.
I mean, you know, it started with Peyton Manning, and like it just don't feel the same to root for another team.
You got Anthony Richardson, bro. He like miniature Peyton Manning, ain't he?
Yeah.
you got to be off today or something.
Hey, man. Nah,
He got potential for sure.
Huh? Potential to do what?
they don't play nothing alike. Nigga.
Yeah, he got potential to be a good backup in this league.
Oh, wow.
Dang.
Bro, that's crazy work. Come on.
I love when we talk like this. And joining us, last but certainly not least,
Real talk.
you know what I'm saying? A very icon in the making, you know what I'm saying? Community man, Auburn super fan, my main man, 11-time kickball champ, Mr. Lucius Left Foot, aka Rico Mack. What's going on with you, man?
No, good job, boy. How y'all doing on this Friday?
Man, doing good, man.
Good.
We're that 12th championship coming, bro.
On the way.
Summertime come back around, my boy outside playing kickball, man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Look, while they was sleeping, he was out grinding.
For sure.
But man, we gonna hop into it. So today we are going to be NFLGMs. So Dave, could you pull up the mock draft board, please, for me, sir?
Yeah, I got it. Y'all should be able to see it here in a second.
Just added it to the stage.
Ooh.
So we are gonna go.
Hold up, we ain't skipping over.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. That was crazy noise.
What happened?
Just don't worry about it. Sherm, just
Ooh.
I ain't had to redo it.
you ain't lying.
Fine.
Yeah, we ain't need to hear that, man.
So, man, what we're gonna do here, my brothers, is we are going to try our best to come. You know, it's a team of people every time the draft comes around. Whenever someone gets drafted, we are going to try and be that team. Come together with some consensus picks, and let's kind of get some discourse going. Let's see who we think should go where in what situation at what pick. Now,
So we all
if y'all,
coming up to a consensus on one person.
it's 5 of us, so at least 3 of us need to agree.
Okay,
So like the majority rule.
Pretty much, yeah.
got you.
But
we doing the first round.
Yeah, we don't do in the first round. Some of us can be swayed. So, first overall pick, we have the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee.
Yeah,
So,
I don't know what that is.
anyways, so how do y'all feel about the Titans? What do y'all think the Titans should go? Because I kind of have a bit of a hunch myself. So just off rip, everybody say who y'all think should be the first pick, and then let's just go from there.
Now wait a minute. You asking who they should pick, or you asking who I think they will pick?
What are we doing? Like, are we in there?
Okay,
like,
if you're the GM, who are you picking, and then we'll go from there.
Okay.
Let's everybody say their pick first, then we can start the discourse. So on my screen, y'all are in a certain order, so I'll just go in the order this. So Rico, if you're the Titans, who are you picking?
I feel like the Titans do need a QB, but I think they need to get some that I think they're gonna end up getting something they can use anywhere. I think they go with Travis Hunter.
Okay.
Good choice.
Now, Dave, who do you feel they take here?
I'm kind of in the same boat as Rico. I saw a report saying that the Titans they're not 100% on locked into a quarterback, and they're really debating between Travis Hunter and Abdul Carter. So with that being said, I'm gonna go with Travis Hunter as well.
All right, Sherm, who you think?
I think it's Travis Hunter as well. I know there's been a lot of reports that the Titans are not going to target a quarterback, but this far out from the draft, I think it's just kind of rumors they're floating out. They're trying to get some trade rumors, some trade going, you know. But I think Travis Hunter, I think it's between him or Abdul Carter. That's why I asked. I personally would take Abdul Carter. I think he's the best player, but I think they're going to go with Travis Hunter at the end of the day.
Jan, who do you think?
If I was a GM, I would take a quarterback because I don't personally believe in Will Levis, but I do feel like they will take Abdul Carter, and I think he would be a good fit for them regardless.
I want to stir up some controversy here, but I think it's pretty cut and dry that I'm kind of on the standpoint of, hey, we're already in this situation. We tried drafting a quarterback. Let's just hold off for a second, try and pimp it out with Will Levis one more season and reevaluate next season. So I do also think that they go and try and get some help. When I do think Travis Hunter is who they will pick, even though Abdul Carter is probably the best player available. And now that we say that, though, so moving to 2, I think we pretty much consistently agreed that Travis is at 1. Moving to 2, it's kind of a tricky situation now, because with Abdul Carter not going first overall, I think he slides down and somebody gets a heck of a steal at like 4 or 5.
Well, yeah, let's go number 2.
Yeah, I know we're going to number 2. Personally, I think the Browns pick Cam Ward. I know they're going to pick a quarterback. I think they go Cam Ward over Shedeur Sanders, only because we know how it could get when players want to sit out and do all this. And I'm 1,000% convinced that it is a world where Shedeur Sanders decides to, hey, I don't want to play here, so don't pick me. So I think they go Cam Ward. Moving on down, Rico, what you think?
You know, bro, it might be one of them times, bro. I got 1,000% agree, because I do feel like if they were to try to pick Shedeur, I feel like it'd be a problem. You know, so I don't even think they want that. I think they're trying to stay away from all that because they didn't have enough of that. At least hopefully, it's Cleveland. So.
Yep, Dave, what you think?
Yeah. I'm in the same boat as y'all. I don't think they take Shedeur. I feel like Dion is going to get involved. Like, hey, I don't want my son playing in Cleveland. We all know what happens to quarterbacks who goes there. And I feel like Shedeur just wouldn't do well in that situation. You got Deshaun, who, I don't even want to get into Deshaun Watson right now. Their whole quarterback room right now is just terrible. So I think you take a shot at Cam Ward here.
Sherm, talk to me.
I agree as Cam Ward. You already know how I feel about Shedeur Sanders. I think Cam Ward is the best quarterback in the draft. And I think if you're Cleveland, there's been some rumors they might be interested in acquiring a veteran quarterback. Kirk Cousins' name has floated around. So I could definitely see them going another position. But, hey, you have an opportunity to draft somebody as talented as Cam Ward. I think you just have to pounce on that and hope for the best.
Yeah. What'd you think, Jaron?
Yeah, I agree. I think you got to pick Cam Ward here if he's available. You're going to need a quarterback regardless, and that's the best way to start a rebuild anyways, with a solid quarterback who shows promise.
And I think they go quarterback as well here because, and I didn't want Cern to bring it up, but he ended up bringing it up anyway. They were linked to picking up a veteran quarterback, so I think this is going to be a Patriots-esque type of situation where you don't have to throw them to the wolves immediately, because the one thing you have going for yourself, you're not expected to be a playoff team. You know what I'm saying? You don't have extremely high expectations. So you can afford to pick up a Joe Flacco or pick up a somebody else, pick up a Kirk Cousins.
I disagree. I think the franchise should have high expectations. I mean, they got a super talented roster. The only thing that's really even failing them, this year,
quarterback,
last year a little bit, is quarterback. So
are you willing this year? They've had a lot of years
Kevin Stefanski, he's considered one of the best coaches in the league.
But they do play in a tough division.
Yeah, and they have a great defense too.
Yeah,
but are you really willing to throw a young quarterback to the wolves like that day one?
I think they are.
If they can build up a good enough offensive line around him, absolutely.
Yeah, that's tough though. I mean, you gotta deal with the T.J. Watts, Trey Hendricksons, and then the Ravens have an overall good D line too.
We can say all that, but I look at Washington, where Jaden Daniels got them boys right now. You know what I'm saying?
You got the boys in Cancun.
That's not the expectation. That's the
exception. If you got a good infrastructure around you as a rookie quarterback, and the franchise is dedicated towards building, and you're actually that guy, let me add that. You're actually that guy. like C.J. Stroud, Jaden Daniels, they're that guy. They made it work. So
I mean, it's only two guys you know,
That's what I'm
I
saying. It's more that bust out than that make it happen. But
Yeah.
I understand.
Even Lamar and Josh Allen lost their first year in the playoffs.
they still got there though. That's my point. But
They had
Lamar
way
wasn't
better
the year
team.
one starter though.
Yeah,
He
he
came
wasn't.
in.
no, he started half the year.
I was like, he came through halfway through the
Yeah,
season.
towards the
That's what
end.
I'm saying though. That's how I'm looking at it. Do you want to go ahead and get these guys half the season? But let's not get too stuck here because we got a lot of picks to go over.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're on to number 3 now.
New York Giants. I think it's Shador Sanders.
Hmm.
You want to? I think at this point you want to pair Shador with Malik Neighbors, try and get some talent going on in offense, and just for the Giants situation having such a bad line, I think this is the best case scenario for them drafting Shador because he was used to playing behind a subpar line his entire career. He may be one of the more prepared ones to do that. But moving, Rico, what you got?
I'm actually not mad at the Shador pick here. I'm not mad at it because I do feel like him, Shador, and Malik already somewhat got a little chemistry,
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I don't know. I feel like it won't be too bad for the Giants to take a swing at it. They need a QB anyway, so like bad,
Yeah.
like really bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, Dave.
Yeah, I'm going with Shador Sanders here. He clearly wants to be in New York. During their bowl game against BYU, he had New York Giants themed cleats. It's pretty obvious. There's a video of him playing catch with Malik Neighbors. Like Finesse said, he's building some chemistry. I feel like he's definitely probably the most prepared quarterback to play behind that offensive line. So I'm gonna go with Shador.
Sure.
Yeah, y'all know I'm not the biggest Shador fan. I think he's a 3rd-round prospect, but
Oh, my bad.
I think the Giants are going to end up with him. But if I'm the Giants, I'm looking more so at my offensive line. I'm looking at a guy like Will Johnson out of LSU. That's who I would target with this pick. But I do feel like at the end of the day, it's going to be Shador. So it don't matter what I say.
Jaren, what you got?
Yeah, I also think Shador, and I think with Coach Dayball, I think it could end up being a really good marriage because he is a QB friendly coach, and even though he's had some subpar QBs, he has been able to get some value out of them despite the circumstances.
He has had a subpar QB, by the way. Just putting it out there.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody who none of us were sold on. And now where it gets interesting, the New England Patriots. This is where I have Abdul Carter coming off the board. You're the New England Patriots. He slid to you at 4. A lot of people feel like he is the best player in the draft. So, with that being said, I feel like this is where Abdul Carter comes off the board. I don't think he goes any lower. And literally, him going this low to me is completely circumstantial. But Rico, talk to me.
It's like when I think about a team like the Patriots, I'm like, this is a team I could see looking to maybe look for like an O lineman for real because they low key need one bad. Like,
Mm-hmm.
But is this a situation where you're willing to go best available, or do you go?
I mean, because they need both. They need everything. So, you know what? They got a new coach. You know what? Give me Abdul Carter.
I feel like that's the safest pick. Dave, talk to me.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I think the Patriots can really take any of these guys available. I think they can go D-line. They can use some help in the secondary to go along with Christian Gonzalez. They can use a lineman. But honestly, I think here you go for the best player available at 4. You get Abdul Carter to help on the edge. Pretty solid pick in my opinion.
Talk to me, Jaren.
Yeah, I think
It's Sherm, huh?
I'm sorry, Sherm. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you're right.
Looking at Sherm, I'm sorry.
You got it.
I'm sorry, Sherm. That's my fault.
Man, as the resident Patriots fan, I was on the bandwagon for a couple of years. They have a lot of needs, like I mentioned. Offensive line, receiver, edge rusher. So when you have that, I think you just got to come down to who's the best player available. Abdul Carter, absolutely. I would love if they pick T-Mac to get Drake May, a wide receiver 1, but it's the Patriots. They don't like drafting wide receivers who are actually good at playing football. So I think it's absolutely Carter.
For real.
Yeah, but all right. Now Jaren, talk to us.
Yeah, I think you got to go with Carter if he's available. I would like to see them draft a receiver, but I think the way Vrabel's a defensive mind, I think he's gonna make sure to get Carter if he's available.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bring that
Now
shit on.
they could. Now the next pick is where it gets interesting to me. This is where I look for us to have a little bit of disagreement. I feel like those first 4 picks are kind of locked in, no matter which direction you choose to go. Right here, I'm going to just Jacksonville Jaguars. Now we're going to bring up a few things about the Jaguars. Jaguars were 28th in sacks last season. They were also dead last in takeaways per game. They were dead last in offensive passing yards, and they were 25th in offensive rushing yards per game allowed. Now, I say this to say, if you're in this situation, and I am the Jacksonville Jaguars, I feel like one of the Michigan boys got to come off the board for you. Now, do you go Mason Graham D tackle to bolster up that defensive line to hopefully stop getting completely ran over, because you are in a division that has Jonathan Taylor and Joe Mixon? Got to see both of those guys twice a year. Are you going Will Johnson to try and shut down some of those other receivers and also increase the takeaway ability of your defense? Personally, I feel like it's going to start in the trenches, because if I'm not mistaken, this is a pretty decent NFL free agency class. So personally, I'm starting in the trenches, and I'm going to take the man who has been, by some reports, seen as a pre-draft analyst, no joke, is considered a game wrecker who looks unblockable for long stretches. So I think I go Mason Graham D tackle here, but I'm interested to see what you all think about the Jacksonville Jaguars here. Rico?
I'm gonna be honest. I think realistically, they should probably take Mason Graham, but it's Jacksonville we talking about. So I just got a feeling they're gonna shock everybody and probably take somebody like T Mac. Just being honest, I feel like they're gonna shock the world. I feel like they're gonna do something they ain't got no business doing. But it could
Do
end
you
up
think they're
turning
gonna
out.
take T-Mac?
I'm just saying.
Can we say some government names, guys? Are you talking about
Ariel McMillan.
Yeah,
yeah, that's a crazy pick if they pull him that high.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
Jacksonville. I can see them pulling something crazy.
All right, Dave, what you think?
Yeah, the Jags, I don't know, as a franchise, I just feel like they're extremely unserious.
Wow.
Nobody
good
takes
word.
them serious, but last year they hit on Brian Thomas Jr., so I don't think they need another receiver. I feel like you go with a defensive player here, and I'm going to agree with you, like you said earlier. I think you start in the trenches and you get, a quote-unquote game wrecker in Mason Graham to bolster up your defensive line.
CERN, what you think?
Listen, I absolutely love Mason Graham. He's one of my favorite prospects, and I just started evaluating these guys, and he's really stood out on the film. But we know it's Jacksonville. They don't take Michigan guys. We saw a couple years ago. That's why they ended up passing on Aiden Hutchinson. They don't like Michigan guys, so I think they're gonna skip on those two, and I have them taking a tackle. Probably Will Campbell out of LSU. He's a guy, phenomenal tackle. Doesn't give up a lot of sacks, and he's also a guy that you can slide to guard potentially. So they like versatility. They just hired a new head coach, Liam Cohen. He's an offensive-minded coach, and any offensive-minded coach knows the first thing you got to address is that offensive line. So I have them taking Will Campbell.
You address an offensive line when you were probably 32nd in total defense, dang there? That's insane to me. Jaron, talk to me.
Their defense not that bad.
Yeah,
They
surprisingly,
might not have been that bad, but they
I do
ain't
agree.
past the test.
I do agree with Sherm. I think they are going to try to build in the trenches, but on the offensive side, I think they do try and get Will Campbell. I think that's the best pick. You give Trevor Lawrence some time, and you see what happens offensively. Again, offensive-minded coach, offensive strategy.
And let me say this real quick. This is not like the NBA draft where you only get 2 rounds. The NFL draft is deep. So you have you talking about we need to address the defense. We got a whole another 7 rounds to address our defense.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Understand.
I mean? There's a bunch. This class is loaded with defensive players. So I think when it comes down to it, we got to protect our quarterback, Trevor Lawrence. He's running back there like a blind chicken. We got to make sure we have protection for him first and foremost. Because at the end of the day, your defense could suck. but you can still win games with a sorry defense. You can't win games with a sorry offense.
Yeah, and I feel like it's harder to find a good offensive lineman than a defensive lineman.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with that.
But yeah, we see these O linemen bust so bad. So basically, now we're at this is why I'm glad we got a bit of a standstill. Now we have to play convince finesse to change his answer.
That boy Rico got to come over.
So everybody, we gotta start placing towards Rico. One reason why we feel you should change his answer. My biggest reason is we brought up trenches. This free agency class is very good. The consensus second best player is guard Trey Smith from the Chiefs. So if you're talking about bolstering your offensive line, if I'm not mistaken, Jacksonville will have a little bit of money this offseason to play with. So I feel like you can go out and also pick some people up. But to me, it's just hard to turn. Just like you said, they missed out on Aiden Hutchinson. We saw how good Aiden Hutchinson was coming out of college. I feel like they don't make the same mistake twice by letting an elite level defender get off the board. Well, get away from them again, especially when, yes, you're offensive coaches, but man, that defense just looked completely lost at times last season.
Extremely.
So, Dave, you want to let them try and fight it out?
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you here. Like I said earlier, I feel like you just don't make that same mistake twice. You missed out on Aiden Hutchinson. You could really use another player on that line, and Mason Graham is definitely that guy. He stands out on film. I feel like he checks all the boxes. He's an amazing player. I feel like you just don't pass up on that level of talent.
And if you're Jacksonville, you have the chance in free agency to make it worth his while being
you can. This class overall is extremely deep outside of quarterback. I feel like you can find another lineman somewhere later in the draft or even in free agency.
You can, because Ron Staley is another top tier lineman as a free agent as well. So Sherm, Jaron, y'all on the clock. Y'all better get to talking.
Yeah, you got to go with a young lineman. Again, it is harder to find a good offensive lineman, defensive lineman. I know your points about potentially finding somebody in free agency, but I think you just rather have that guy that's young, that's got versatility, and has got upside than knowing you get an offensive lineman that could fall off at any point.
Hey, man. My boy got the Auburn merch on, you know what I'm saying? SEC representation. You see how they tried to phase out the SEC with the Big Ten, bro. Don't let it happen. Don't let them take this Big Ten, this Big Ten cat out here, man.
Nah, Big Ten up.
SEC strong, man. You know
The Big Ten won the last two netties, man.
I ain't trying to hear that shit. They don't take away from that 10 to 12 straight years of the SEC winning, nigga. Please.
It's a new era, bro.
It's not a new era. And it's not even a real Big Ten. Can we talk about this? It's not this Big Ten, not real.
This
is not the real Big Ten, brother.
The Big Ten has like 20 teams now.
You feel me? They just added this the Pac 14. That's exactly what it is. It's the Pac 14.
I'm loyal to the ACC, yes sir.
He loyal to every team.
He go for so many teams.
Bro, he wrote for the whole country.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. I done heard him say Florida State a lot, except for when they was losing.
Man, but I'm not trying to
you hear him say every team. He was a
Rico, we got to come to a decision, man. What you doing? We got to keep it pushing.
Although I do agree, it's harder to find a real good O lineman than a D lineman. I think you got to go with just the better talent here, which is Mason Graham. I feel like.
Okay.
Ain't no more.
To be honest.
Moving on to the next pick, Dave. You still been selecting these? Yeah, you have.
Yeah.
We got Las Vegas on the clock. This is a weird spot if I'm Las Vegas because you just got Pete Carroll on the staff. Pete Carroll came back because he hates Jim Harbaugh, by the way.
He does.
He literally just hates Jim Harbaugh. If you are Pete Carroll in this situation, who is your first draft pick? That defense looked all right. I feel like you got something going over there with Brock Bowers. And what's that other wide receiver name? I'm sorry, I'm bad with names. Start with an M. Jacoby Myers.
Yeah.
You got some young guys over there. What do you do in this situation if you're them? I think we all think that you go quarterback and get you a project guy for the future. I wouldn't be upset to see them go in the direction of a Quentin Ewers, but I'm not quite sure if they're willing to go QB that half. So I feel like QB that have QB that high. So, man, I'm a little bit on the fence, but I feel like if you're the Raiders, do you go best available here? I'm not sure. So y'all come back to me. It's time to do some convincing because I'm not quite sure what you go here if you're the Raiders. So Rico, talk to me.
Well, you at least gotta give a starter name. Like,
Right.
I don't. I
What are
really.
some guys you're thinking about?
I was thinking quarterback here if you're the Raiders because that's really one of their. They're not their only issue, but that's one of their
That's one
bigger
of them.
issues.
That's
so
their
let's put
reach.
a question mark on your Quinn Ewers. Then let's just leave that.
Let's go Will Johnson.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go Will Johnson. We'll put a question mark next to that one. So Rico, talk to me.
So I was thinking that it's Pete Carey we're talking about. You know he love the defense. Come on now.
You do.
And I'm thinking like, okay, what could they really use some help in? And I know I feel like he gotta have him a real good solid DB foundation. So I think he go Will Johnson there.
I'm trying to rebuild that Legion of Boom.
Could be bad, but I think he goes defense here.
Legion of Boom 2.0.
Yeah, Dave, talk to me.
I think that's legitimately an option, but when I did my mock draft, I had the Raiders taking Ted McMillan out of Arizona. Big 6'5" receiver. I feel like when you find that kind of receiver, you don't pass up on that. And I think he's easily, in my opinion, wide receiver 1 in this class. I'm not counting Travis Hunter because he plays 2 positions. So I'm going to go McMillan.
Shermo, talk to me.
Yeah, man. I definitely agree. I think you look at the Raiders; they have 2 needs for me: wide receiver and safety. So wide receiver, I definitely agree with T-Mac, but I'm also thinking safety. We have Malachi Starks out of Georgia on the board. He's a super, super talented player. And honestly, I feel like that's where I'm leaning. I think if they had hired like Ben Johnson, I would have said they're taking T-Mac 100%. But with Pete Carroll being there, we know he likes his defense. I think they're actually going to end up with Malachi Starks out of Georgia.
Okay, Jan, talk to me.
Okay, I see what y'all saying. I think they take Will Johnson. I think it is somewhat of a best available situation, and I think they kick the can for like you said. You know, Quinn Ewers is available. I think they kick the can for with a quarterback and just wait it out for another year with a little long term vision.
I will say, not to cut you out, I will say though, Tom Brady calling the shots, Michigan guy. He just hired a new GM who's a Michigan guy. So not that it's going to be the end all be all, but you got 2 Michigan guys running the show. I mean, Will Johnson out of Michigan,
It's not rocket science.
Yeah.
Need a DB. I wouldn't be mad at it, but I think safety is more important need for him personally.
Yeah, so it looked like we all kind of were on the Will Johnson train because it was 3 of us.
That's what it seemed like. So we're gonna go with Will Johnson here.
It sounds like it's coming down to wants or needs to that situation.
Yeah, and also I feel like it's some quarterbacks that, like, for example, Jackson Dart to me is not going to be a first round pick.
No,
extremely talented guy, maybe a bit of a raw prospect, but extremely talented guy. Depending on how you feeling, you could take the chance with Dylan Gabriel. Even though I don't care for him very much.
Yeah, I don't either. There's a lot of quarterbacks you can get here in the later rounds.
Yeah, like Will Howard,
Jalen Milrow, Will
Shame
Howard,
like
Jackson Dart.
Now the Jalen Milrow one is an interesting one. We're gonna keep it moving.
Hey, we said quarterback,
quarterback,
not tight end. Y'all talking about
Tight
Jalen
end.
Milrow.
Oh,
Jalen Milrow he's not that bad.
Yeah. I think my
biggest
biggest problem, like I told y'all with Jalen Milrow, is I feel like he did not buy in to that system. He did not buy in one bit to the system this year with Kellen DeBoer. Because if you look at Kellen DeBoer, the way he had this offense set up, it was designed for Jalen Milrow to succeed. He just did not buy in. He had very similar stats with way more turnovers. It didn't feel like he bought in at all. But moving on to the next pick, New York Jets. Now, see that the Jets are going to end up getting rid of Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams.
I seen somebody trying to keep Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
I think Aaron Rodgers talking about return.
Coach Aaron Glenn would rather keep him.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
In this situation, I think it's pretty smooth. I think this is where Will Campbell ends up. I think you go offensive line here if you're the New York Jets. I don't really got too much more to add to that. So you got offensive lineman here. Rico.
It's a tricky one because if they keep him versus they don't, I have two different answers. But let's just say
All intents and purposes, they keep him.
if they keep him, I think either way, Devontae Adams gone. So I can see McMillan going here. I can see him doing that.
Whoa.
Interesting.
I can see that.
They still got Garrett Wilson now.
I mean,
They do.
I always see it, but they always trying to get new receivers. Think about it. They
They just
already
drafted Malachi Corley.
and then they got him, and then they always, no matter who in the receiver room, they always add more receivers. I would rather them take O lineman. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, they took like half of Green Bay's receiving core.
Hey, Lazard is solid.
Yeah, and I feel like they're gonna keep trying to pair these linemen together because they just drafted Fashion New last year, so I feel like they want to keep boasting up the offensive line. Continue though, Rico. Who are you saying?
Will Johnson's an athlete with an F. Athlete. Like, he can move now for a big dude.
Say no more. Well, who you thinking, brother? We gotta get a pick on.
Oh, I already said it. But matter scratch that. I go Will Campbell.
Okay. I think that's a good pick. I also let's say I'm under the impression that they're going to keep Aaron Rodgers, and he's an older guy, so you're going to need as much protection as possible, and you got to go with the best tackle available. I like Kelvin Banks, but I feel like Will Campbell is a way better prospect, so I'm going to go Will Campbell.
Man, the Jets are such a confusing team to me because you look on paper, they got everything on paper, like everything. They got talent at every position. They don't need this except for quarterback. But then you look at the actual product on the field, and it's like there's a hole here, there's a hole here. Like something's just not meshing. So it's very hard for me to think of a prospect. Again, we got Malachi Starks for safety, but at the end of the day, I feel like Will Campbell is, if he's still available at this point, and those other players that we already took are gone, I think they have to take Will Campbell.
Mm-hmm. Because I feel like which side does Olu Fashion play on? Is he right tackle or left tackle?
I want to say
the right side.
I think you're right because everybody Cowboys.
Yeah.
And then you go left tackle. You got you put him on the left side, and then so they got Tyron Smith too. I don't know. I still think you draft Will Campbell.
Yeah.
Well, he's versatile enough, I feel like, to slide the guard if you need to. You know what I'm saying? And
I feel like Will
the
Campbell
tackles that they have right now are kind of older. Like Tyron Smith, he's an older tackle, has some injury history. So this doesn't have to be, right now. You're worried about the future right now.
Yep. What you thinking, Jaron?
Yeah, same. I mean, Aaron Rodgers isn't getting any younger, and he's not going to get any more mobile. So I think you got to protect him more in the pocket.
I'm 1,000% with y'all on that.
He's not getting any younger, bro.
Say it again.
He's definitely not getting any younger. You're right about that.
So we go Will Campbell here. Now, the Carolina Panthers needs everything.
Everything outside of quarterback.
Hey, they good at quarterback. Don't do that.
They all lock their quarterback.
They got a quarterback.
They good at quarterback. Shout out my boy Bryce, man.
Shout out Bryce. They play down the street. So
for sure. Now this is where I could see them drafting they need a little bit of everything, but I can see them either taking one of the great edges available on the board, or to me, you go in and get Josh Simmons from Ohio State to kind of bolster up your line. I know he needs people to throw the ball to, but I feel like you just drafted Xavier Worthy last year. Let's let him get it together a little bit before we just go all out. But Bryce Young can't be running for his life, in my honest opinion.
Legette.
Yeah, Legette. I'm sorry. Yeah. Xavier Legette. I'm sorry. I say if you're not going best available edge in this situation, which is 3 big edges, all SEC guys, F the Big Ten. If you're not going edge in this situation, you have to go Josh Simmons out of Ohio State, one of the better offensive linemen, to get Bryce Young some protection.
Whoa. You talk about this Ohio State boy. What about Kelvin Banks out of Texas?
Yeah, what about Kelvin Banks, huh?
Either way, you either go tackle or edge. Those seem like
State University.
To me, it's a no. To me, it's a no-brainer, man. I mean, it's such an obvious pick. But I'm gonna let y'all go.
Go ahead, Rico.
Yeah, I think I mean, you kind of said it in your answer a little bit. You said running for his life. Yeah, he been running for his life, so I think he need a little help with that. So no brainer. Let's go, Kevin Mays.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna go one of two ways. I originally was gonna go edge because they traded away Brian Burns a couple of years ago. They're obviously missing a big time edge rusher, but Bryce Young needs protection. He can perform when he's not under duress. He can play make. So I thought you go best tackle available here, Kelvin Banks.
Guys, you guys are fam. They need defense, bro. They need defense. They need defense, bro. They need an edge rusher. They need Michael Williams out of Georgia, bro. Like
they need everything realistically.
We overcome, bro. Their line has been good enough. Their defense has been an absolute failure, bro. They need to solve that hole right there. They can apply zero pressure on the quarterback. They have Baker Mayfield out there picking them apart like Patrick Mahomes the other week, bro.
I understand that, Sharon, but you just said it yourself. You can win with a mid-tier offense, and you can win with a high-powered offense and a bad defense. You just said it yourself.
So, but what I will say is I don't feel like their offensive line is that bad to where they desperately need us. I think for where they're picking in the draft, they just need to go with the best player available. I feel like that's Michael Williams out of Georgia.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna change my pick. I'm gonna go Michael Williams too. I'm a big fan of him and that pairing he had with Jalen Walker. Man, they were some dogs down there in Georgia.
Yeah. All right, Jaron. So it's on you, man. We got two offensive linemen, Jaron.
I think you gotta go defense, Michael Williams. I think you try to pair him with Jadeveon Clowney and see if you can really create some pressure. Now, I will say, them drafting receiver, they're not probably going to do that, but it would be an interesting pick, and I think it would help Bryce Young's development a lot too.
Okay. Yeah. Say no more. It look like we got Michael Williams.
Indeed.
Right, on to the Saints.
Extremely ghetto name, by the way.
Michael.
Saints. Where do we go here with the Saints? Where do we go here? I know I'm first up. Saints were another team that looked very interesting to me last season. Interesting from the standpoint of quarterback is your biggest concern if you're the Saints. You could also use a little bit of help in the secondary because you did lose Marshawn Lattimore, even though you got rid of him. The defensive line didn't look completely horrible. And you still have he's getting a little older, but you still have Alvin Kamara on this team.
Yeah.
Where do we go here, guys? If you're the Saints, to give out a potential pick, I feel like now you go defense. You don't per se go edge, but if I'm them, I think you can pimp it out another year with what you got. Is Malachi Stark still on the board for us?
He is.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is the situation where you go Malachi Starks and get some help back there. Because like I said, you did just lose Lattimore at the deadline. I'm sorry, I had a complete brain fart. I just said his name. But Rico, talk to me.
I'm thinking New Orleans more than likely probably going defense. And I'm looking at the board. Yeah, I don't think they go edge either. I'm gonna have to go with Malachi Stark.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you guys. The Saints are a weird team. They look like Super Bowl contenders the first 2 weeks, and then they fell off. But definitely, you adjust defense for sure. And I think Malachi Starks right now is probably the best defensive player available. That guy is an incredible safety. So yeah, I think we're gonna go Malachi Starks here for me.
Okay.
I mean, well, I got 2 points here. For one, the Saints, they were a good team. I think what bit them in the butt ultimately was injuries.
That's it.
They didn't evolve over time. They came out first 2-3 weeks on fire, and they didn't evolve their offense whatsoever. Again, injuries probably played a factor in that. Derek Carr missed a lot of games. Chris Olave missed a lot of games. For me, I know you guys are saying defense. You guys are saying Malachi Starks. I really don't think they need a safety at all. I think they're pretty good in that department, and their secondary has been pretty good, even without Lattimore. To me, I think that they have to go O-line here, and I would target Kelvin Banks out of Texas, best O-lineman. But it kind of depends, right? Are they keeping Derek Carr or are they going to trade him away? If they trade Derek Carr away, I could see them surprising the world and taking quarterback here. But for what it is right now, I would probably go Kelvin Banks.
Is Kelvin Banks still on the board? I thought didn't
No,
Kelvin
Kelvin
Banks
Banks is still on the board. We chose Will Campbell first.
He's still on the board.
Okay.
Yeah.
What you think, Jaron?
Yeah, I think you got to go Malachi Starks. I think it's an opportunity to get your secondary a little bit younger.
They don't need safety, though.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, I think, you got to always think about moving forward. Again, Tyrann Mathieu not getting any younger. I think, that you can have a nice little trio there, and I think he will help and eventually step into that role.
He was getting injured, too.
He was.
Yeah.
Looks like we're going Malachi Starks. We got the Bears. I think this should be pretty simple.
The Bears.
Lyman.
Yeah.
Can we not waste too much time on this Bears one?
I think we're all
Kelvin Banks.
Kelvin Banks. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I gotta take an Ashton Genty, bro.
All right.
Can we just?
Hey, whoa! Y'all do it all that. Remember who they just hired as head coach, Brian Johnson. Now, what was he doing in Detroit with them running back?
Ben Johnson.
He was running the ball.
Ben Johnson, whoever, same difference. What was he doing in Detroit with them?
He was running the
offensive line compared to.
I was just gonna say though, he was running the ball. Yes,
at that point.
But I was just gonna say we don't have a Penei Sewell over here.
Yeah, I don't mess up my system.
And to be honest, if you want a running back that bad, I don't think Quinshawn Judkins is a first round pick.
There's plenty of running backs in the later rounds.
It is. You can get Quinshawn Judson is nice. Travion Henderson, the best ETN in his family is still available. Dylan Sampson, Cam Scatterboo, Jaquez Hunter, big sleeper on down the board.
Hold on. And let's move on after this. But y'all was talking all season about Ashton Genty for Heisman. But it's time to draft him.
I didn't say Genty for Heisman.
I did, but I think the Cowboys take him next.
This is what I'm talking about. When I was up on here and I said we gotta stop glazing.
But it's not glazing though. In what situation are the Bears not taking the lineman?
That was literally their Achilles heel.
Please tell me that. In what situation are the Bears not taking?
Why would they go Genty with no line? That doesn't make
sense.
I
think Genty goes to the Cowboys. But that's what I'm saying.
I need to slow y'all roll.
I'm just saying.
I agree.
We're on pick 10.
Man,
I agree they're gonna take linemen. I'm just saying. I wouldn't be surprised if they went Genty. Hey, y'all talking about like it's ridiculous. I'm just defending.
No, I mean, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous to me because you're putting Genty behind a. We know he can probably make it happen, but why are you shortening his career even more by putting him behind the line where he's gonna take a beating?
Why y'all getting bad at me?
No.
We're not. That's a serious question. Like, why are we putting them behind a line that could potentially get him taking a beat?
I said pick Kelvin Banks.
Okay, let's continue. I think we're
I wouldn't be surprised if they went running back.
I'm saying I understand your point of view. That's what I'm saying.
Also, guys, I think we should go to pick 16 tonight, and then second half at another time. But anyway, let's continue.
We got the
11, the 49. The 49ers' biggest problem was injuries.
Yeah.
No. They have a lot of deep issues over there. Their line is not that good. Other than Nick Bosa, they don't have a lot of good edge rushers. Their second
Greenlaw will be back next season, though.
Yeah, he will.
Yeah.
Off Achilles injury. Okay. And then
bro, Achilles is a. To be honest, Achilles is not a major injury as it was a few years ago. Now
it ain't the same no more.
It's not the same, bro.
Let's not do that, man.
Greenlaw will be fine.
I know what y'all are saying. Let's not factor in like he's gonna bounce back. It could affect his performance. And then you look at their secondary as well. They might have some free agents leaving. Their safety, Hufanga might leave. Their
Charles Ward might leave too.
He might leave. So They have a lot of holes there. Let's not act like they have a perfect roster. They got a lot of holes with the contract they're about to give Brock Purdy. They need to kind of upgrade their roster through the draft. So this is a very important pick for them because they might not be picking this high again in the next couple years.
So what? All right, Sherm, since you already started, we'll get out of order a little bit. Who do you see them picking?
So for me, we already took Michael Williams, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Can you scroll down this list real quick for me?
Yeah, I
There's
got
his
you.
name I'm not seeing.
Do you want just edges?
Yeah, it's that edge. Nick Scurton.
Nick Scurton. He's out of A&M.
I think he's the perfect fit for their system over there. I would take him. I'm not the biggest James Pierce guy. I think Scurton's better. So that's what I would pick personally.
I'm in the same boat. I think Nick Scouton, or however you say his name, I think he is the second best edge in this draft behind Abdul Carter. I think James Pierce is a little overrated. I can also see the Niners taking Jalen Walker to add to that linebacker core as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to go Nick Scouton.
Who are the DBs on the board?
Best available corner. You want corners or safety?
Benjamin Moore. Yeah, you want corner or safety?
I do corners real quick.
You got Benjamin Morton.
Siobhan Rebel.
Siobhan Rebel.
Yeah, he's tough. He's nice.
Jade. I'm sorry, that name just killed me. And then on the safety board, you got Nick. Oh my goodness.
Xavier Watts is nice.
Xavier Watts is on the board.
Makuba, he's nice.
Yeah, Makuba's nice too.
I think I would change. I would go with Siobhan Rebel.
So you going Siobhan Rebel?
Yeah.
I think it's a bit early to kind of pick him. I had him going towards the end of the round.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had him going around the Tampa range probably.
I had him going to Green Bay, I believe.
Who you got, Rico?
I do think they will defense. I think they go more so edge though. But San Francisco have shown us, if not anything with Trey Lance, that they fall for the hype. You know, I they might slip up and go James Pierce here. I ain't gonna lie. Even though I do think Nick is better, I won't let that be known.
Jaren, talk to me.
Yeah. I think y'all being a little hard on James Pierce. I think that he is the guy that they do end up taking. I think Scurton is solid too, but I think they just don't pass up on Pierce.
Okay. So Dave, you and Sherm said who?
Yeah, we got Nick Scurton.
Yeah.
So I'm the guy. I think I'll go. I enjoy watching Tennessee do a whole lot more. And from somebody that watched Nick Scurton play in person, I'm not gonna say I wasn't impressed, but I mean it is what it is. So I'll go James Pierce here.
Hold on. You can't just count that game though. That come on, that was bad.
I mean, yeah, but our line is horrible.
But that was bad.
He should have ate. He should have feasted.
The whole team was off.
I get what you're saying, but he should have feasted that game.
So it look like we're going Pierce.
Well, our team out of body though. Come on.
They did play out of their body that game, but still.
Look at this. Cowboys.
Ashton Jensen.
Pretty obvious. Yeah.
They love running backs. Ashton Jensen.
They definitely need a running back.
Now, it made too much sense.
No way.
So how many people we got for Genti?
At least 3. Jaren, what you think?
Let's think about it now.
You got 30 seconds.
Let's think about it.
You got 10 seconds. Go ahead.
This draft class is deep with quality running backs. It's deep. Why would I take Genti when I could take a different impact player this high, and I can double back in the second round and get Quinshon Judkins, who's a good running back? Or I can come back later and get Scatterable, who's a good running back.
I'll tell you,
alongside Rico Dowdle, who I already have.
Contracts.
Or I go get a free agent running back. I think personally for the Cowboys, I'm looking at every position and I'm taking the best player. I don't think Ashton Genti is the best player on this board right now.
You just watch Ashton Genti. I know he's got a lot of wear and tear on him, maybe, but you just watch Ashton Genti average 7 yards a carry against his own skill level. I can definitely see that translate into at least 2 to 3 yards a carry his rookie season.
But let me ask you this though. how many of these running backs we take in the first round? I mean, yes, you could say Saquon, but even Saquon on the Giants, he didn't make the Giants no better. You know what I'm saying? Do you get my point? Running back is
I
not that
mean,
valuable for me right here, and I don't think Jetty is a good enough running back for me to take him in the first round this high.
But I think you do take him because, listen, if you take a running back first round, you get the longest contract possible out of them before you have to really pay the running back. So you could take like a Quinshawn or somebody else, and you have them for a shorter period of time before you maybe decide, oh, we have to pay, and then you could possibly end up in like a Zeke situation.
So
no, hold on. I see them going Genty here strictly off the fact of, and I don't know why we're meditating on this so long. I see them taking Genty strictly off the fact of we always talk about the Cowboys, their quarterback situation. We don't know what they got going on over there with that. We always want them to get the ball out, whoever you got back there. If Ashton Genty can even give us half of what he did in college, that amount of attention that he is going to require is nothing but money for the Cowboys going forward, trying to get their passing game and everything together.
I feel like, I mean, if y'all want to take Genty, that's cool, but I feel like y'all are missing the point. It's about value to me.
I mean, I understand you're saying value, CERN, but if somebody got a stack like teams are doing right now, if Jalen Hurts really wanted to, he probably could get off. Teams stacking the box right now.
Not that guy is a runner.
But I'm just saying though, if we're stacking the box, is it not making it easier for your quarterback on the other side?
So let me ask you this: this year, who was the best rookie running back? It was Bucky Irvin. He wasn't a first round pick. They took him in the 4th round. You know what I'm saying? That's my point. That's my point. That's all I'm saying. I think it's about value. I think there's a lot more impactful players that they could address. I mean, I'm looking at T-Mac right here. I mean, you talking about all this. If I can combine T-Mac on one side and CeeDee Lamb on the other side, oh, good luck stopping me with Jay Ferguson. Good luck stopping me. That's all I'm thinking about. Or I'm looking at my defense, who was absolutely horrible, horrendous. We got Micah Parsons and nobody else. That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at my offensive line that's good, not great. That's what I'm looking at. There's a whole lot of pieces I would want to solve before I even think about running back. But y'all go ahead. Y'all take y'all's Heisman, man. It's not that big a deal.
That ain't my
Y'all take y'all's Heisman.
I mean, I mean, I don't know. I could be tripping, but let's not dwell too much on it. The Miami Dolphins. Weird spot seeing the Dolphins pick this high. A team that severely underachieved. I think T-Mac goes here because you don't know what's going to happen with the Tyreek Hill situation. And Tyreek Hill is such a dynamic playmaker. Even though he had a bad season this past year, I feel like you go T-Mac here in this situation and pair him with Jalen Waddle. Tua isn't completely brain dead yet, so I think we still got something going with Tua. You still went 8. You still went 8-9 last season, which is an underachievement, yes. But at least now, you know what I'm saying, you give yourself a fighting chance going into the next season. Because in my opinion, Tyreek Hill played horrible to his standards last season.
Fair enough.
But y'all go ahead. I got him taking T-Mac here. Rico.
Yeah, I ain't gonna do much time with this T-Mac.
Dave, you still here? He had to step out for a second. CERN.
T-Mac is crazy, bro. All y'all would get fired like year 1 at GMs, bro.
I'm saying
there's no way y'all take a T-Mac for the Miami Dolphins, bro. No way, bro. They need offensive linemen like desperately. Like it's not even funny. They need an lineman. I need my boy to scroll down a little bit. I think his name Tyler Booker out of Alabama.
Yes.
We need a guard. That's what I'm taking.
But since this is a veteran presence, this
receiver when we got Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, we good at receiver.
Tyreek Hill requested a trade.
Tyreek Hill's still on the roster, bro. Don't do that.
I'm not planning for him, and he don't want to be here.
Today and training camp is 2 different days.
Yeah.
Dave, what you think, man? Who you taking?
I'm in a weird spot because I feel like you could take T-Mac. Like this is you're getting good value because a lot of people pass on him. But that offensive line, I feel like they're okay at receiver. Even if they lose Tyreek Hill, I feel like they still have options at receiver. So I think you go lineman here. Now, what lineman? I think you go interior lineman. So I'm going to agree with Sherm here. I'm going to go with, where do you go? Josh Simmons.
Even with
Not
the
Justin.
strong,
Sorry.
Tyler Booker.
Yeah, Tyler Booker. Sorry.
even with the strong free agency class like we talked about before with the Ron State, with the, I know they may be a little bit older, but I'm saying even
Remember, free agency in the NFL, free agency comes before the draft. So
Yeah.
I mean, the draft board now might look different, in a couple months, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But for right now, we can say this dude's a free agent all we want. You still got to get him in the door, and you still got to sign that paper. That's not a guarantee. So I don't like to bet on that.
but at least this is a team where it could be a likely free agent destination. One, it's still Miami. Two, they're not a completely horrible team.
Who was the last good free agent that went to Miami?
Tyreek Hill.
He got traded.
He was a trade.
I mean, that counts.
It counts though.
He was a trade.
Does that not count though?
Jonnu Smith.
Not a free agent.
Last year,
They
bro.
gave him a contract though.
Jonnu Smith.
Who?
Jonnu Smith. What you mean?
Did Jalen Ramsey get traded too?
He got traded, yeah.
He got traded as well.
What about Calais Campbell? He played.
We can say destination all we want, and we can move on because I don't believe at this point. But we can talk about the destination. Yes, it's Miami, but these players, they like to go to winning organizations and organizations with good management first and foremost. If you tell me I can go sign with Kansas City or I can go sign with Miami,
I'm going to Kansas. Okay, if it's me, I'm going where the money at. But that's just me. Anywho, so who we going with here, guys? Who we going with here, guys?
I'm going Tyler Booker.
Hey, scroll back up a little bit.
Yeah, I think you got to go offensive line.
So Tyler Booker here. T-Mac still on the board, man.
Yeah.
The Colts. Jaren, you start here. This is your favorite team.
So who are we going here?
Lineman out of Alabama.
Tyler Booker.
Okay.
Yeah, Tyler Booker.
I guess.
Jaren, with this being your favorite team, you start here with the Colts.
He finna say something goofy, bro.
Nah, bro. I think you got to go Tyler Warren.
Here we go.
See, I think you got to go. We've been needing a tight end since 2018, honestly. We tried Kylan Grants and Mo Alley Cox, other guys. It's just, we need.
Y'all ain't trying me.
You're right. We should try you.
I don't think they want to lose.
Yeah.
Dave, look at you and look at me. I'm the Pete.
Hey, I used to play tight end for real.
I got me Moss in you, bro.
I'm 6'4", 270. Look, I can play it.
I got me Moss in you.
Oh, man, hell no.
Oh yeah, let's set that up.
All right. Well, we going backwards this time then. So he got Tyler Warren. Who do you got, Shamar?
So personally, I would love if the Colts take Tyler Warren. I think that's the most obvious fit. I think that's who the fans want. But it's the Colts. They never gonna draft that, bro. They not gonna take Buddy. So let's scroll down a little bit. Who we got in the secondary? We already took Malachi Starks, right? Who's that other safety that we mentioned earlier at Notre Dame?
Xavier Watts.
Yeah. That's who I would target. That's who I would target personally. Or Jalen Walker. Actually, I would say Jalen Walker. I think he's a better prospect. I would take Jalen Walker, the linebacker.
Okay. Dave, who you got?
I'm glad that was said because in my mock draft, I had the Colts taking Jalen Walker. But I think Ted McMillan is also a good pick. You can add to that receiver core. So it's like, do you want to add to your receiver core?
They're good at receiver.
They're good at receiver.
Receiver is not our issue. Well, now, we had a lot of drops.
Josh Downs. They got a fourth one who's a dog.
McMillan not going to drop the ball.
But I mean, I think going tight end here may be the right move.
You can go tight end, but I don't know. I like Jalen Walker. I might be a little biased here. I'm gonna go Jalen Walker. I'm gonna go with my gut.
Who do y'all think is the tight ends on this team right now? Jaren, don't say nothing because I know you know. The tight ends they have on roster:
Mo Alley Cox,
Kylan Granson, Mo Alley Cox, Drew Ogletree, and Will Mallory. Will Mallory like he's supposed to sell insurance.
But y'all say this, but the type of system and scheme they run is not very tight end dependent.
It's not.
It might not be, but this may be the chance.
Options. So I love Tyler Warren as a prospect, and like I said, if I'm a Colts fan, I would absolutely love him. But I'm thinking about what would the Colts specifically do, and I feel like they're gonna try to solve their defense. Take Jalen Walker, pair him with what's his name? The dude they drafted last year. I forget his name. Out of UCLA.
I forgot his name. I know you're talking about.
Oh,
Jaren is
Latu.
your team.
No, that's not.
Latu.
I'm sure.
Latu.
You know,
All right. Well, Rico, who you got, man?
like I got what Sean was saying about like their offense isn't tight end dependent, but I think if you can get a guy like Tyler Warren, I think they'll incorporate. They'll make it work. So I think they'll
And
Tyler Warren.
I'm with that too because we all said the same thing about Brock Bauer last year, even though we
Yep.
knew what Brock Bauer was, but everybody said,
Mhm.
why
No
did
matter
they
where he
draft
went,
Brock Bowers?
it would work.
And I was just finna say that. So this could be the time where they change their system because we know who the number one is over there in Oakland now. Well, in the
We were
Rams now,
supposed to get
not the
Brock
Rams, the
Bowers
Raiders.
last year, man. They snatched him from us.
But
So
Bowers
we're
that
going
dog, boy.
Tyler Warren.
Yeah,
All right, Atlanta.
Atlanta final two picks. Rico, you start us off, baby. Y'all going to get Jalen Milroe?
Man, shit.
You don't need
Anyway,
Milrow.
yeah. Anyway, I think to be honest with you, I think we end up still going defense here. We were supposed to do that at another point in time, but I think that we address that need this time, and we go best available. I feel like, and Jalen Walker.
I don't think is Jalen Walker gonna be best because Nick Scorson's still on our board. So you think they
I
go
mean, yeah,
Jalen?
he is, but
Now
You think they
we
keep?
took Scoring,
that's a
didn't
Georgia boy.
Okay. All right.
we didn't take Scoring.
No, we didn't take Scoring.
No,
we
we
went with Pierce.
Yeah.
Went with Pierce.
Yeah. So it's on me, right?
Yeah, it's on you. I'll swing back in at the end.
You definitely address that defense. That defense is atrocious. And
Yep.
no offense to us. But
Nah, they gotta fence that line real bad.
I think that defensive line, I don't know. You can go Jalen Walker or Nick Gordon here, but I think you go best player available. So
This would be Scoring probably.
yeah, I think Gordon will have a bigger impact.
Sherman, talk to me.
I'm torn right now. I'm looking at Scoring. I'm looking at Kenneth Grant, who's the dog. He was playing at Michigan next to Mason Graham. He's a dog as well.
But could he also go ahead? I'm sorry.
I'm also looking at T-Mac right here. I can't even lie. I can't lie. I'm
not mad at it.
I'm not either.
I'm not either, but
But
we skipped. If you're the Falcons, you skipped out on linemen back-to-back years. You skipped out on must-see prospects who could potentially be here, on guys who, you know what I'm saying? We looked at guys who felt like surefire pros, and you're going to skip out on that back-to-back years. It's kind of crazy. Then
I see what y'all saying, but at the end of the day, I can't keep letting my boy T-Mac fall. But I think they're going to take Nick Scourton. I think I trust – I don't know why, but I trust the Falcons in making the right decision going defense. But I would not be surprised if they took T-Mac on draft night if he was still available. Because other than Drake London, they don't really have any receivers. I mean, Kyle Pitts. I mean, come on. Don't even
boo this man. Boo this man.
I love Darnell Mooney, but it's Drake London over there.
They had like a lot of splash players like
Ray McLeod.
Yeah.
Who?
Ray McLeod.
He made some big plays.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
How many big plays he made in the playoffs?
They ain't make the playoffs.
Well, hey.
Same as Justin Herbert.
Damn.
All
right,
so
Jan, who are you going with?
I'm going Scourton, bro. I think they are really like a good defensive line away from being a really good defense. They got Justin Simmons, Jesse Bates in the back end. I think that bolstering their D line will really
if he
help
resigns.
Well, they got Judah playing free safety back there.
And that also irritated me because you wasted such a great DB core last season. Like that secondary was extremely good. They couldn't stop none though. They couldn't stop none up front.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I think you go. I think you go scoring here too. And I'm a big stats nerd. That's why we should get a stats person. But it is what it is. The Falcons were 31st in sacks last season, and they were dead in the middle of rushing defense last season. So I mean, that's kind of crazy. They weren't getting any sacks though. Like what I'm saying, they might have stopped the run a little bit. They couldn't get a single sack last season.
Did they
31st
pass
in the league.
Dallas Turner last year, or did he get drafted? I don't remember.
I know they passed on Byron Murphy. Go ahead and say who though, because I feel like if I would have picked him, I would have been pissed off because he didn't play very great this year. But it is what it is.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Who they took last year? Penix. Okay.
Penix. Hey, that Penix pick might be working out though.
Nah.
So we'll see.
MPJ.
We talk about it another day, but I'm not a Penix believer.
The final pick I want to do today is the 16th pick held by the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals are in a situation where I don't know. I don't know what I'm picking if I'm the Cardinals. This is another team that I haven't really, because I don't think you don't go quarterback, you don't go running back. I could see them doubling up and taking your boy his turn.
Who? I know you ain't talking about T-Mac.
Potentially. I mean, it's Arizona. I don't expect them to make very good decisions.
No. Well, he might be better than Marvin Harrison Jr. So,
and I don't understand.
I don't think that's crazy to say.
No. I don't think he's better than Marvin Harrison. I feel like Marvin Harrison is one correct system away. Marvin Harrison is one correct system away, and it's sad to say I don't think
he has no speed.
But he was never that.
He had a good year despite being underutilized.
Hey, Marvin.
I was just gonna say, what did you watch?
Is Quentin Johnson with better branding, bro?
No, come on, bro.
Okay.
Because if y'all had Marvin Harrison, you wouldn't have been in some of the situations you were in. I stand behind it because Justin Herbert doesn't take off and run at the drop of a pin. The reason Malik Neighbors would have got off in that system is because Malik Neighbors is shifty with the ball and he get the ball and make stuff happen. Marvin Harrison is a big body receiver. He's a deep threat. We know this. Kyler Murray don't want to throw that ball deep. He want to run around a little bit looking like a little toddler, dump it down underneath, and go play Call of Duty at the crib.
I think Kyler's just too inconsistent. That's the problem. Like some days he'll be looking like Lamar, and then some days he'll be looking like Dorian Thompson-Robinson.
You sitting up here telling me Kyler Murray don't want to throw it deep, but then you also tell me we should pick T-Mac, who's a deep threat. Like, what are we saying here, bro?
I'm hoping something click in his head and shift the system. At what point are we going best available here, though?
Come on, T-Mac, McBride, Harrison. I think that's where you got to go.
I don't know.
Michael Wilson pretty good. Their other receiver, he's pretty good receiver too.
I understand, but if you want this man Kyler Murray to start throwing the ball, get him something that he feel comfortable throwing the ball to.
Well, that's what we did last year, ain't it?
I mean,
the best receiver.
For all intents and purposes, though, Maserati Marv didn't have a horrible season. It just looked very inconsistent by the way.
Mm-hmm.
To me, his inconsistent season partially played to the fact that Kyler didn't look great all season to me.
Exactly.
Quarterback play.
If y'all think receiver, majority rules. Personally, I would like to see our defense be addressed. I'm looking at Jalen Walker still on the board. That's personally where I would go towards. I'm also looking at our secondary cornerback. Like, what are we doing here? In our secondary, we have Budda Baker. Free Budda Baker, man. Like, he's just in Arizona. He reminds me of Larry Fitzgerald, man. Just sitting in Arizona, balling out, and nobody talks about it, bro. Like, So personally, I would go Jalen Walker.
I'm not mad with it.
Personally, yeah, I got him. I don't think they go receiver. I don't think they go receiver back moves like that. I think here I might go with my boy Jalen Walker. You think they address the defense side? Yeah, at this point, he's definitely.
Hey, I'm also trying to get T-Mac to fall to the Chargers, so y'all chill out real quick.
They getting DK. What you mean, bro?
We're gonna try to get Tyreek.
Hey, they getting DK on the Chargers. You need to just worry about that.
No, bro, I can't stand DK Metcalf, bro. He is so how you get all those muscles and you soft, bro. I really don't understand it, bro. You a football player, you got all the muscles. You stepping out with Normani or whatever her name is, and you soft as charming, bro.
Normandy.
Hey man,
Hey, shot it bad.
He is bad.
Shot it is bad. But all right, so where we going here, guys? I think Dave, it's your decision on where you go.
So who are we between?
T-Mac and
Jalen Walker.
I don't think the receivers is their problem. I think it's quarterback play and defense. Kyler's just too inconsistent. He worried about playing COD. You address defense. Yeah, it's not that good, but it's each his own.
It did draw though.
Yeah, but I'm going Jalen Walker here.
All right, man. Well, that is the first half of the draft. Dave, can you give us a rundown of who we picked real quick from 1 to 16?
Let's go through. We got Travis Hunter to the Titans, Cam Ward to the Browns, Cedar Sanders to the Giants, Abdul Carter to the Patriots, Mason Graham to the Jags, Will Johnson to the Raiders, Will Campbell, Jets, Michael Williams, Panthers, Malachi Starks, New Orleans, Kelvin Banks, Chicago, James Pierce Jr. to the Niners, Genty to the Cowboys, Tyler Booker to Miami, Warren to Indiana, Nick Scouton, or however you say his name, I'm butchering it, to the Falcons, Scorton, and then Jalen Walker to Arizona.
Mm-hmm. Y'all let us know how y'all think we did with the first half of the draft. Personally, considering we all had to come to some kind of consensus, we'll just go down the board. I feel like we did quite well considering we all had to come to some kind of agreement. A few picks were just maybes, but that's also barring. It's a lot that goes into this NFL stuff. We all know that. Rico, how you feel our pick so far?
I mean, I feel like it's pretty solid. I feel like, as far as how far away we were on some of these picks, and the conclusion was pretty solid.
Dave?
Yeah, for me, I did my own mock draft, and a lot of the guys that I had going early, went early. My only question mark is where does T-Mac fall?
Chargers.
I don't think he's falling to the Chargers.
No.
I think I can see, honestly, I don't know. I can see Denver taking him.
I don't think he gets past Denver, personally.
Yeah, I think Denver 100% will take him.
Yeah.
Somebody going to go best available and get him off.
Cincinnati could take him.
Yeah, because you don't know what's going to happen with the T.
Higgins
Even
though their problem is defense and offensive line.
Yeah, but I could also see them trying to because the thing is, like we talk about, you can build later through the draft. If they got another surefire target, I could also see this being a two-headed monster type of situation. But we've seen work good for a lot of different places. But Sherman, what you think?
I mean, other than that Genty pick, which I don't think you guys understand how horrible that Genty decision is. But anyways, other than that, I feel like
wipe your lip.
That was pretty good.
I think you leave out one thing about that pick, but it's the Cowboys.
I mean,
anything over there.
And maybe it's just I don't see Genty. If Genty was as good as Saquon Barkley, as Bijan Robinson, as some of these top backs, I'd be behind it 100%. I just personally don't think he's that good of a prospect. But, I mean, it is what it is, man.
I mean, to be fair, though, Bijan had his question marks when he got drafted.
Like, he definitely did.
A lot of criticism. Like, why did they take running back high?
Because it's about value at the end of the day. Like, why are we taking running back this high when we have a lot of other holes in our roster? And we could double back, take a running back later. That was my only point. But, it is what it is.
Hey, we've seen how it works taking running backs high. I mean, we've seen Jahmyr Gibbs.
Hey, perfect example.
Popped off.
But
I mean, the Falcons had Algier.
They took Jahmyr Gibbs after they had a lot of their other roster holes taken care of. And then you look at it again, their defense, they might have wanted to upgrade a little bit on their defense because they already had David Montgomery in place. But it works out differently for everybody, coaching, all that stuff. I'm just excited for the actual draft, man. I love draft season. I love evaluating prospects. So it's going to be an exciting couple months for sure.
Oh yeah.
Most definitely. Well, man, sun getting real low, man. Let's go around the board for our final thoughts, man. I'm gonna take it back in order like we did. Rico, talk to me.
I mean, just like what you said, man. All around solid draft. It's simple as that.
Dave.
Yeah, I think it's pretty solid so far, man. I'm pretty happy with most of the picks.
Jaron. No, I'm sorry, Sherman.
Hey, man, I'm ready for Sunday. Y'all feel me? Washington, Buffalo. We going to see on the Super Bowl, my boys.
Yeah, go
God,
Bills.
dog.
Go Bills.
Here,
JD5.
We're not accepting bandwagons.
Sherm, you need a towel.
JD5, please save me. I do not want to watch Jalen Hurts. JD5, please.
I don't want to watch Jalen Hurts get 100
That's
yards in
fact.
this bowl.
That's fact.
Jaron, talk to me, my friend.
Yeah, solid draft. You know, fingers crossed we get Tyler Warren. Watch
I
out
think y'all
for
are good on that
Mahomes
one. I ain't
ring
gonna lie.
number 4, I guess.
Yeah. Shout out to Patrick Mahomes, man. That's all I can say. You know,
Man, hey, we don't mess with the devil over here, bro.
anywho, without further ado, man, I'm your host, Jay, the guys, and this has been the night shift, baby. Peace.
Peace.